Buckingham Palace have rejected the calls of Ethiopians and the family of Prince Alemuyo to return his body back to Ethiopia. They refused completely. They said, no, we're not going to do it. They gave an excuse, of course. They said it's because if we, remove his remains, it's going to affect the other remains that are around that burial, and we don't want to disrupt or bunch of nonsense, basically. The story of how Prince Alemuyo got to the UK in the first place is a really sad one, and you can't help but feel sorry and sad for the prince once you hear the story. In case you don't know about Prince Alemuyo and his family, let me give you a little bit of the backstory. So Prince Alemuyo was the son of Emperor Tewodros II, who was the emperor of Ethiopia from 1855 to 1868, which sadly in 1868 he took his own life because the British tried to conquer him, and he's a man that didn't believe in surrendering, so he took his own life once he realized the British troops were winning the battle, so he took his own life, and that's when his reign ended. Emperor Tewodros II is seen in Ethiopia as a hero. There are so many books written about him, there are so many movies made about him, and we're very proud of who he is. Actually, his story is quite impressive. He didn't come from a royal family. Usually when you're an emperor, maybe you married a king's daughter, or you are a royalty yourself, like you are born into it. But that's not the case for Emperor Tewodros. He actually took matters into his own hands. Some people believe that Robin Hood is low-key his story because he was someone that fought to get into that position. He comes from humble beginnings, and it's just impressive how he made it to that position. It's a really long story. Maybe we can cover it in another video, but he is an impressive man. So what he wanted to do was build Ethiopia and make it a powerhouse, and so he wanted to be able to build firearms and to defend Ethiopia, basically. So he kept writing to the British. He's like, I'm gonna need you to show me how you did these things. But of course the British didn't respond. So in response to them ignoring him, he held Europeans that were in Ethiopia back then hostage. So once the royal family found out, they sent troops, thousands and thousands of troops, to conquer Ethiopia and also take their own people. So in that moment when they send the troops, that's when, as I said, he ended up taking his own life because he didn't want to surrender. So the troops that were there to free the Europeans took his wife and his son, which is the prince, to the UK. But when they started the journey, they claim that the mother died on the journey. So they took the prince, who's Prince Alemuyo, to Britain. And there's even a book that was written talking about how sad he was, because imagine, he was a prince, he was a royalty in Ethiopia. He was taken away. His dad and mom are dead, and now he's expected to live somewhere where he knows they're the reason why he lost his family. So the book talks about how sad he was and how depressed. And then at the age of 18, he passed away. He believed when he was dying that he was poisoned, but they claim, the royal family claim, it was pneumonia. We'll never know the truth unless maybe we take his body and examine it. But they're refusing to give back his body, so I guess we'll never know. So that's a little bit of the backstory of Prince Alemuyo and how he got to the UK and how he died. But Ethiopians and his family want him back because he will eventually make it back home, even though he was not able to when he was alive and well. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.